Finally, yes, I am speaking. Cautiously pulling out one of the earplugs. There was a lot of noise just until now, but I will be getting that noise out of existence. Hopefully I'll be able to figure out how to do that with the free program that I have. But yeah, I will leave a voiceover, but yeah, now that I'm speaking in real time, I just want to say that I hope that you're all doing well. And yeah, this is just another vlog. Yeah, the person who sends me videos. I'm hearing noise. Said that my hair doesn't look terrible like this, so I'm gonna keep doing it because yeah, whatever. The balding is getting worse, and as much as I'm used to it, I'm just like, yeah, I know that independence is not attainable for someone like me, but I wish I could at least have the freedom to just get rid of this stuff. The hair. Yeah. I already look not as people would like me to look, so yeah, they don't let me do that. God, I'm really feeling slow. Because I had to really pop them in today, because I'm not going to this social function, and yeah, I'm just not. I'm not going. And it kind of sucks, and yeah, it's the reverse sad is not over yet, as much as I'm trying, but yeah, I'm trying. As per seen in the previous clip where I was making some cinnamon apple and just kind of winging it and feeling a little bit scared along the way because it was getting too dark, and I was like, oh god, is it burnt? But it wasn't. It was just fine. I'm gonna pause. Okay, is it back? Yeah. It's tea. Cinnamon. No. It does have cinnamon, but it's pumpkin spice tea. Even the color is kind of similar. Because I don't add a lot of milk. Yeah, I've been trying to get into the autumn mood to see if the symptoms go away faster. and I did get the payment. So yeah, yay for that. At least tuition will be covered for a bit longer. And yeah, but that was another thing, because when I got that, it was like, you're gonna be doing this for another 2 years, and I was like, yeah, like, you're just giving them money, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I already did, I already started. Why shouldn't I just finish it? Especially because now it's, at first it was kind of annoying because I was made to change my subject last minute and couldn't present anything. But now it's personal because I realized that nobody cares about indigenous peoples, and that in itself, yeah, I know white tears, as white passing as they might be, do nothing, but it really pisses me off that nobody cares. Like, one of the publishers, since I was basically left hanging, I started sending out the proposals to all the publishers I could, and only one of them responded properly and said that this didn't fit their catalog. And I looked at their catalog and it's full of drivel. There's no word for that. And I don't mean to be elitist or pretentious or whatever. It's just, stuff that's popular on a certain app with people who enjoy glorified mistreatment. So I was like, yeah, okay, fine. And that was the only response that I really got. The other one was just, oh, you need to contact the branch in your region. And I was just like, what the hell do you think I did before contacting you? And then it was static silence after that. I didn't say it exactly like that, obviously, but it was basically that. And yeah, it's just, they will publish absolute mindless drivel with nothing. It's all the same. You can pick up a book and pick up another book right after that one, and it'll read exactly the same. It'll feel like a continuation of the previous book, even if it's by a different person. And I'm not discrediting these people. Like, get that bag, I guess, but it's obviously something that they're doing to get the bag, and I respect that. I couldn't do it, not for any moral reasons, but because when I write, I don't have the ability to take something silly seriously. Unless it's like blatantly meant to be that way, which is not the case for these stories that I'm talking about. And these books, they like touch on heavy topics. They feature people that are based on real life people. They talk about oppressed peoples, and yeah, it feels like they really, 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 really are doing everything they can to just make the myth of the vanishing Indian, and I'm saying Indian because that's what it's called, the myth of the vanishing Indian, a reality. Because native peoples have not vanished. They are trying their best to preserve their cultures and languages and everything. And yeah, it hit me personally because, yeah, as someone who's neither here nor there, and whose indigenous peoples are long, 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 long gone, and we only have traits and remains and ruins from those days. It's just we're cooked. Way more cooked than that apple that I cooked. Because yeah, it's just that's the reason why now it's personal and it's kind of a passion project. Because I don't want these people to vanish, and I want former colonial powers to reckon with the things that they did. Maybe that's too ambitious and too virtue signally. It's not really that. I just want them to be aware, because most people are not aware at all. That's my main issue. Most people are not aware. They are not aware of the Trump, and they are not aware of anything. They just saw Westerns, and they don't even know that there's an indigenous people in the northern islands of Japan. They don't even know about the struggles of indigenous minorities who have been fighting to get their rights and to be set apart from the assimilating government who wants to say that there's no difference. And some people might say, oh, but everyone is human, everyone is equal. No. Because people are colorist, people are racist. If you are not exactly as the standard for wherever you are, you will be looked at funny. And that's just the reality. That happens with Native American people, that happens with Ainu people, that happens with Okinawan people, that happens with First Nations peoples in what is now Canada, that happens with indigenous peoples from South America and Central America, that happens in Africa, that happens everywhere. And a few pockets of indigeneity that still exist, where people still practice the ancestral cultures, like they are in danger, basically, of just vanishing. And yeah, I this makes it sound like, oh, on the verge of extinction or something like National Geographic, but that's not what I mean. What I mean is that diversity should be celebrated, and ancestral knowledge should be celebrated, because these people were living in harmony with the world. They had societies, they had cultures, they had everything. And what do we have? We have depression, we have anxiety, we have not knowing if we'll have money. Is that living? That's surviving. Like the 1%, yeah, maybe they're living under this system. These indigenous peoples, they were living their best lives with the stories. That's why stories are so important to me. And they were living, they were truly living. Until the colonizers arrived and just saw, ooh, free real estate, and started taking and taking and taking and taking and taking and taking and taking. I'm not proud of some of my ancestry. I really am not. And I will never be. I don't know why this affects me so much. It shouldn't. It doesn't affect most people, clearly. Most people don't give a shit. And I mean that. Most people don't give a single fucking shit about it. And they love to, like, appropriate certain aspects of the indigenous cultures. The colorful items and things, and just make them a commodity, like vibes. And I'm like wondering how many cultures were obliterated by the Roman Empire, because that's what started this, like, at least in the West. And in some parts of Asia as well. Like, you know, you have Genghis Khan. And you could argue that it can be traced to Genghis Khan. And yeah, in Asia they obviously have a different take on this. Still, what I think is that Genghis Khan was terrible and started the first biological warfare strategy by throwing infected corpses into fortresses and stuff like that, from what I've read and stuff. But he didn't impose his language anywhere. He just wanted things. It was a form of, I wouldn't say capitalism. Kind of was. It was more like, yeah, I just wanted to be the king of the world or something, and wanted everyone to give him things in exchange for peace. And yeah, that's what we see today. The thing I'm getting at is that he didn't force people to live a different way, and he didn't force anyone to speak his language, which was what the Romans did. The Romans, they came up with the Vini Vidi Vici. I came, I saw, and I conquered. And what they did was just forbid people from speaking the original languages and just stop them from practicing their beliefs and destroy their cultures. Like, we only have hints of what was here 2000 plus years ago before they took over and heavily militarized this part of the empire, because these people just really gave them put up a fight. And being from the place where the general they were general, I say this, the leader they were the most afraid of, I can kind of see why people can get very, very heated over nothing. And I feel that too sometimes, like in real life, not towards my loved ones, but when I see some, or when I hear something wild, I'm like, you motherfucker, I will I don't know. Yeah, the body keeps the score. It's kind of like a trauma that it's your trauma, but it's so generational, and it goes so far back that you don't even remember anything. And we're people who has this sense of longing and loss as the core of the people. And I think the reason for that is really not the 80 years of the Wu Empire. Because what the hell? Right? 8 years is nothing. For empire wise, it's nothing. So it feels like there's something missing it, and that's why this is a passion project, because I think that people should become aware that neglecting the spiritual part of yourself, makes you an incomplete being. Maybe that's why this hits me so hard, because I still feel like a shell most of the time. But when I really sit with that and let all those things that I've been running from just fully settle and start thinking, and some things just waltz into my dreams, I'm like, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional over this. I'm trying my best to keep it in, trust me. have to try and edit this somehow. I'm very bad at editing. God, I'm sorry I'm sighing so much. Yeah, it's a passion project now, so I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up. Because I've decided that I'm not a quiz. The nerves really make me itchy. Oh God, I wish the vibes were not as bad. I mean, I made some cinnamon apple. And I'm saying something, I'm talking about something I'm passionate about, and that it's like, it's, in a way it feels like it's not my place to do it. But nobody else is doing it in this country. Yeah, I submitted like an application for this thing because my flaky professor said that I should, and I was like, just whatever, I'll do it. I didn't put much thought into it, so it's not really a big thing. But one of the things was that the project, it doesn't really state much, doesn't make it clear what the goal is, and I'm like, yeah, I agree. And you know why that is? It's because they won't let me just talk about the mistreatment. It has to be on the axis of like discrimination and colonization, and I went for the trauma and what that did. But really, what I want to say is, be human. These people are what's left of humanity. That's my point. But that's just that would blow their minds. They would come for me like lions. What do you mean? So everyone else is not human just because they're not indigenous? But it's like, this has to be in the project somewhere, because I want it to be there. I want it to be there. And I may even add some folk stories to it. maybe as a prologue and epilogue. Why not? I just wish I had like a lot of money and could do that and nobody could say anything. No, just a loser with a lot of mental health issues that are largely not truly followed by a specialist. Like, I'm medicated because I was diagnosed, but without the therapy, it really, yeah. I have some pointers, but that's not enough. It doesn't do miracles. And there's a lot of stuff that's unchecked, and like trauma. And I want to use some of the money that I got to at least have a couple of sessions with a therapist that's well rated, well recommended. I don't know. I would have to ask someone in real life, like, not trust the internet. I would have to ask someone in real life for that, because yeah, it's very easy to fake reviews online and stuff, so I would really have to get someone who tells me what I need to hear but doesn't get combative for no reason and starts blaming me for being traumatized. Which has happened. Yeah, it has happened. Believe it or not. I'm so sorry, this is just not... yeah. I made these. This one, it's just the one. This looked yellow when I took the other picture, but it's orange actually. Yeah, it's a pumpkin patch coaster. I also made the autumn cozy. It doesn't have buttons. It's like this, and I somehow managed to make a maple leaf situation. It's kind of wonky. It's yeah, it's kind of wonky, but kind of because I tried doing it another version, and it got too big because the yarn was too big, and I kind of messed up the steps, and yeah, it's just a blanket for a plushy seal that I have there. Pardon. The mug with the cozy is there just because I wanted to show the things that I've been up to with back in the game. I also started this the mug cozy that's strawberry pattern for the strawberry mug, but I don't think I can pull it up because it's maybe I can. I just have to hold it very carefully like this. Okay, there you go. It's supposed to go up. and then at the top I'll put like a string to make sure it doesn't fall. Yeah, this has been a long ramble. I really don't want to get political or anything. I don't want to ruffle anyone's feathers. I was thinking about this because my homie was saying that I should do like videos like those of people reading stories from Reddit. Like the ones where they're asking for judgment and stuff like that, and I was like, I'm not very good at that. And this isn't to say that I'm better than anyone for not being good at that. It's really to say that I would read it and be like, yeah, man. The real question here is, do you feel bad about it? Do you? If you do, I mean, I know I'm really not good at judging or giving advice. Like, if someone is blatantly horrible, like, am I the devil? I've seen some of those, and it was like, God. But with some of the stories that I've heard in those videos, it's like, it's just petty. It's not something I would pass judgment on. It's not. It doesn't concern me. Like, it's. That's the thing. It doesn't concern me. It's not being asked directly to me. It's being asked to the community, and technically, I could be part of the community. I'm not, but I could be. But it would be like, because the community that a lot of people like to read stories from is the one where they ask, am I the asshole? Stuff. And sometimes the consensus is that, yeah, you are. And I'm like, maybe this is a pedantic semantics thing, but the asshole? The? Like, the. Maybe in this situation you were, but maybe in others you are not. Like, I don't know, maybe that's why I'm not cut for that kind of thing. And I was thinking, well, it would be a funny thing to do, because it would just showcase how I react to that kind of thing. Like, ugh. It will require editing too. Maybe it would be funny. I don't know. When I feel a bit better, I might try to do that just for funsies. Pick a topic and maybe crafts. In general. And see what I think. See how I react. I know I'll react, honestly, because, yeah. Everyone judges. That's not up for debate. But in my case, it's like, not really. Ugh, I'm gonna cancel you forever. If it's just a minor thing, like one story I remember was some knitting needles and some petty family drama, and I was like, no. uh, I mean, maybe that could be a segue for me to tell my own stories, because otherwise it would be just like, yeah, maybe in this situation you didn't proceed in the best way, but I don't think you are the asshole. Like the biggest asshole on planet Earth, the asshole, like the Batman. That's yeah, maybe just autism too literal, but yeah. Yeah, coherent rambling, blah 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 blah. Sorry. And well, I think I've yapped for long enough. This will be very long, as is. So